this is the part of the game where 2K flips you the bird and says, screw you as a consumer. And that's just really troubling for such a great game to do it this way. But this is a lot of people's complaints. Check this play out. I remember the exact circumstances around this play. I was on a 10-0 run to bring the game 72-72. I mean, had all the momentum in my favor. Got Powell coming. Not by any means a shot blocker. Tyreke Evans, last year's Rookie of the Year. He got the 7-foot wingspan. Should have been a foul. Should have been a block. Should have been something. And here we go. His hands right through the ball. And this happens quite often. And while it's all speculation whether this is on purpose or not, because 2K ain't said it, so it's speculation. But from consumers, including myself, putting 2 and 2 together, when you see when this happens and the times that it happens and why it happens, you have to just automatically assume that they wanted it in here. They did it on purpose, and this is a key example. I got another example coming up. Same thing. Check it out. Case number 2 for the ball morph. This one's probably not as bad, but it's in here. And what upsets me is that ball morphs don't always happen. So, you know, that's why we're led to believe that it's on purpose, because sometimes the ball you can interact with and sometimes you can't. KG late in the game grabs the offensive board through Barnes. Barnes a lot shorter than KG, but I time my jump. You know, I'm jumping before he jumps. So, you know, something should happen here. Now, I don't care if I get a foul, but he falls down, whatever. Something should happen, but my hand should not go through the ball, because at times this would be a block. So why is sometimes it's a block and sometimes it's not? And I think it's the instances, from what I can tell, is when it's important or when they need something to happen. This is when it's not a block. That's why I don't think it's on purpose. I don't think it's like, oh, they couldn't get the development right. And, you know, the game's wishy-washy, and sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I think they put this in there to screw you, consumer. We're going to put this in there to show how hard we can make the game. We're not going to take the time and make the game hard in different ways that you know the game should be hard. We're just going to have your hands go to the ball. And that is my primary concern with the game, and that knocks it down a big grade, in my opinion. Ball morphing, definitely unacceptable. Yo, here's something I'm throwing in on the negative side that I haven't really heard a lot of people talking about, but it's the lack of control in the game. It's the game taking away control from you. And on this video, you're just going to have to believe me. But I mean, I experienced it. I know exactly what happened. And I noticed since games have gone to these next gen, well, I guess it's current gen now, but, you know, Xbox 360, PS3, sports games have extended their animations because they can make an animation look so much better. They just kind of want to show it off. And it looks nice, but you're taking the control out of my hand. You know, I might as well I could have put the control down on this play for like 5 seconds, but I pressed the button right about here, and he does all the stepping, 2 more dribbles, and a dunk. And it felt really bad at the time, because I was like, man, I don't know what he's about to do. I have no clue. And I feel like, you see that when he slows down, it's just too much. I had no control over it. Now it looks great and everything, but I like control, because, you know, if I'm on the defense right here, I want to know that I'm playing against the guy and not some drawn out animation where I'm helpless. And that just happens quite a bit on this game. I mean, you know, not to be just crazy or nothing, but I got an Xbox 360 controller right here. And it got, let's see, let's go ahead and count what it has on there. It got 4 face buttons, 2 bumpers, 2 triggers, 2 sticks that go in 360 degrees. Both the sticks push in, directional pad that goes in 4 directions. I mean, that's enough buttons where you can assign anything. You know what I mean? You don't have as much control in this game as you should have. And, you know, take nothing away from 2K, but they take the controller out of your hand sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? You can't control your passes. You don't know if you're gonna lob the ball into the post, bounce it in, throw it around the back. You're not all that sure what you're gonna do. And with all these buttons on my controller, and I can press 2 buttons at once to do action, so that's just that many more options I have. Everything I do, I should have control and know what I'm gonna do. And that's definitely not the case in this game. They do take the control out of your hands. You know, I got all these buttons on this controller that just go wasted, and just, you know, it's a crapshoot. You know, it's a crapshoot. I ain't know what he's gonna do here. I had no clue. No idea. And Ray Allen, normally in any other circumstance, he would have bottomed me up. But once this animation starts, it's really not much they could have done. Because I made a video on the drop step and the spin move. But with all these buttons in my hand, you know, because I feel like that's how you separate the good players from the bad players. Like with the spin moves and everything else, that's how you say, hey, you know, I can do all these moves. Look at this. I'm going to do this little drop step or do this little stutter dribble and, you know, confuse the D. But I don't want the computer doing that, you know, for people. Because then, you know, I'm playing against the human. I want to play against humans, not the computer. And when I have this control in my hands, please do not take the control out of my hands. That's basically what 2K has been doing. I haven't really heard too many people commentate on that, but definitely, you know, something that they need to take out. They need to just, you know, say, hey, if you can't do the moves, you're not gonna see them. You know, they in here, we want to show them off, but learn how to do them. And you know, you get much more, you know, separation in who's good and who's not. You know, I mean, it just won't all run together. But that's something I definitely wanted to throw in there as far as the bad with the game. So, final verdict. What do you rate the game? What did this regular Dave give this game? I'm going 8.5. I'm not going 9.5 that IGN gave it. I'm going 8.5. I think it's an exceptional game. You know what I mean? When I'm in school, I get a 8.5, 85 out of 100 on a paper. I know I did a good job, but I know I got that much more to work on. And I think that's exactly how 2K should feel, that they did a great job, but they have tons of stuff to work on. And 8.5 is, to me, is an accurate assessment. It says, hey, this is an outstanding game. It's definitely above average. It's above the norm. It stands out. You know what I mean? Because basketball games have not been the greatest video games. So it stands out above every basketball game ever made. But there's a lot of room for improvement. And now that brings a question, and it's a question because I ain't got the answer. Where does 2K go from here? Because I don't think you could put Michael Jordan on the cover. So what are you going to do to sell copies? I mean, are you going to try for another gimmick? The Mike Jordan was a gimmick. You know what I mean? Make no bones about it. But it was a great gimmick. You know what I mean? Because you could control Michael Jordan, and he felt like Michael Jordan. Great gimmick. But are you going to try another gimmick, or are you going to try and improve on your game a bit so you can get a higher rating and have the sim community speaking for you? I don't know. I just think they need to innovate, do some things that I can't think of. You know, these developers are smarter than me. So do some things, innovations, things we never seen, things we would never thought a video game could do. But take it to that next level, because you guys are climbing up the hump. I think you guys are right sitting on top of it and just almost over it. You know, and it's definitely you guys are on top right now. But don't rest on your laurels on 2K10. 2K11. You know, don't rest on 2K11. Take 2K12 to the next level. Just with innovation. I can't be specific with the innovation because, you know, give me time and sit down and think about things. I could probably tell you, but hopefully 2K just brings it next year. They made a great game. I want to see improvement on it. I want to see some patches on the current game we got. But that is my overall review on NBA 2K11. First review. Tell me if you liked it, hated it, what I should take out. Give me some feedback. Forward it to your friends. Let me know. Regular Dave coming at you. Stay tuned.